So y'all motherfuckers just thought I was going to leave. Y'all motherfuckers thought I wasn't going to come back, huh? That's fine. Fuck the normal intro. Fuck dropping a like. We're skipping the standard procedure and diving right into the Cocaine Chronicles. Now, before I get into it, I want to kind of explain what this series is and clarify why this is such a big deal for me. For the past 2.5 months, I've been basically MIA from YouTube. And the entirety of this past 2.5 months, I have been doing cocaine every single day up until about 3 or 4 days ago. I think it might be 4 now, but honestly, I'm not really counting. I'm just not doing it anymore. That's all that really counts. But nevertheless, for the past 2.5 months, I've been geeked pretty much every day. And instead of taking all of these videos and spreading them out, I realized that there was kind of a recurring theme in a lot of these stories. Is that I've done a lot of blow in all of them. So we're just going to order them chronologically and call it the Cocaine Chronicles. This is essentially summer 2019 put into a series. This series is going to be ridiculous. And in my opinion, this might be a little more batshit ridiculous than the Rehab series. And that was pretty fucked. But the shit I'm going to say in this series is like going to be some of the most ridiculous shit I've said on this channel, and that's like the filtered version of it. There's like so much that I just can't even say. This is going to be fucking ridiculous. So drop a like if you enjoy. Let's get into it. Episode 1 of the Cocaine Chronicles. Now, this all started towards about, I want to say, the last week of May, towards the end of May of this year. And reason being, I had broken up with my now ex, and at the time, I was really down about it, right? Not going to get into that, fuck all that, but I was really down about it at the time. So I hit up a friend who we're going to call Alyssa. Alyssa is a friend of mine. I've like never used this name for her, but she's been in plenty of my videos. She's a good old friend of mine, longtime friend, known her since high school. I hit her up. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? We got to smoke. All right, me and this chick, right? Like, whenever we have like bad things occur to us, like she'll hit me up. She'll be like, yo, I'm in my feelings. Like, we got to smoke like an emotional blunt. And I'll be like, yeah, but like with drugs. Yeah, for sure. And then we'll like arrange that. So like I arranged that with her. I was like, yo, I'm kind of emotional because she'd always do it with me. I'm like, yo, I'm a little sad right now. We need like just drugs. I didn't say blunt. I was just like drugs. She's like, bet, come pick me up. So I drive pretty far. This chick lives like 40 minutes away from me. I drive like 45 minutes to go pick this chick up. I'm like, all right, what are we doing? We're now going back to like towards my place. So it's like literally an hour and a half endeavor to like get this chick and then go back to my house. So it's just a mission at this point. But whatever, I'm already committed. I had nothing better to do and I just wanted to drive. Fuck it. So I pick her up. We talk for a little bit. I'm like, all right, so what's the play? She tells me she's got a coke plug. Now, I had never really been like a huge coke man, if I'm being honest. Like I'd never been too big into it until this summer. So I figured, fuck it, I'd go for it because I was at the point towards the end of May, right when I broken up with my ex, that like I would have done any drug that I'd already done. Heroin and meth, no. But any drug I'd already done, probably including crack at that point, I probably would have done. So she said she had a coke plug. I said, fucking say less. Hit that man up. I just wanted a gram, That's all I wanted. She's like, how much you want? I was like, a gram. Now, I'd never met this guy before. I asked about him, didn't really know much. She said she just grabbed it for me and to just give her the money. And, that's what happened. Of course, I trust her and everything, so I do that. We ended up pulling up to this little convenience store on a corner, which I'm not going to identify because it's not like a chain. It's like something where if identify, it's like, all right, it's identifiable. But either way, we pull up to a little corner store and wait for this guy. I've been sitting in my car for probably 2 hours at this point because after we get back in the area where my house is at, we then have to drive another 20 minutes the other way to get to this plug. So I've been almost 2 hours in my car at this point. I'm only stoned. Like, we're just hitting the dab pen that she brought. I had a couple blunts rolled that we'd smoked, and we were just chilling listening to music. I didn't mind that much, though. It was all right. And finally, coke plug pulls up. I hand her the money. She gets in his car. I didn't even look over. I was just like, well, she can handle this. I'm not worried. But I have to admit, this looked like the most narc fucking vehicle ever. That's all I'm going to say. Looked like a narc whip. When he first pulled in, I was like, damn, we got busted. I looked at her for a second and the thing that crossed my mind was like, really? Really, shorty? Like, come on, man. But nevertheless, it turned out to not be a Jake. But very Jake whip. So, hey, maybe smart of him. But nevertheless, she gets back in my car, really quick transaction, probably the quickest I've ever witnessed. it couldn't have been faster, like with the way it was done, like she would have had to like just not get in the car for it to be any faster. But it was very efficient either way. So she gets back in the car, she holds up the bag and gives me that little like grin. I'm like, oh yeah, let's fucking get it. So we pull out. Now we don't really know where to go at this point, so I'm like, fuck it, let's just go back to my crib. I had no one home except my dog, right? So we go over there. She hadn't seen my dog in a little while at this point. Like, Alyssa hadn't been over to my house in, like, probably, like, at least a year at this fucking point. Like, we still kicked it. It's just she hadn't been to my house, I guess. I don't know. It had been a while. But either way, she comes over. My dog's a little pissed at first. I chill him out, and I take a look at this shit, right? I'm fucking excited. I'm like, yo, we're finally out of the car. We finally have some drugs. Let's get geeked as shit. Right? I'm so down. We turn on the TV. I'm sitting at my desk where I'm sitting right fucking now. And she's like standing over my shoulder, and I have the Coke on the back of my phone. And we didn't have a scale. I didn't bother to scale it. And it wasn't like I didn't really know exactly 100% what I was looking for yet. Like, in terms of quality, because I hadn't done blow in so long at this point that like I just didn't even remember what the fuck to look for. Like, so I was just like, whatever, dude. It's a rock at least. Like, looks fairly solid, like it was. I could break it with my hands, which was a sign that it wasn't, the greatest, and it was definitely cut. I paid like $60 a gram for the shit, so like it was definitely cut. I'm in Chicago, that's cut as fuck, but nevertheless, it got us right. I chopped this shit up, chop a little bit up. I didn't really know, like, at first, like, I didn't know that, like, I was, like, able to fuck with it with my hands. Like, I was, like, holding it in the bag and breaking it apart. And then, like, scooping out key bumps with my card and putting them on my phone and then crushing them, right? And then, of course, Alyssa, the Chotch expert with the blow plug, she's like, oh, no, let me teach you. And safe reminder, everyone, I hadn't done blow in a while, so I was a little rusty on the technique. She lays out the bill, scrapes it, perfectly with the card, just like she'd been doing blow for at least a decade. I'm like, damn, you're really on that. That's impressive. She's like, yeah, I'm good at it. So she chops it. We do our lines, and this is the first time I'd done coke in at least 6 months at this point. And prior to that, like, the only reason it had been within 6 months is because I did it on New Year's. And then prior to that, it had literally been since high school. So, like, I, like, have not done coke prior to this in a very long time. So we're sitting there. We rail these lines. I rail 2. She rails 2. We're fucking geeked, especially me. She's not as geeked, but she's sitting there. She's like, how you feeling, bud? I'm like, oh, I'm fucking out of here. I'm zooted. My dog's chilling. We're playing with my dog. And, like, in my basement, right? Because, like, she's sitting on the couch. And, like, I'm still, like, at my computer, right? Because, like, I'm playing music at this point. I'm going through my Uzi folder and shit. And she's playing with my dog, right? And my dog is hype as shit. We thought he got some of the blow because he's just running and shit. He's just flying around the fucking block. And I'm like, oh, shit. And then eventually, we're doing more of this blow. My buddy Kevin hits me up. My boy, of course we gonna slide on Kevin. So me and Alyssa hop in the car and we go over to Kevin's house. And we didn't really do anything very eventful at my house. Like, we just kind of chilled, did some blow, smoked some more pot, and watched some TV. That's really it. And played with my dog. Actually, I think we took him out, too. Yeah, we fucking walked my dog, dude. We actually did some cocaine-ass shit. But nevertheless, well, that's not cocaine shit, but, like, that kind of is. Because, like, at the function, you don't just start walking the dog. But either way. Nevertheless, we go over to Kevin's house. Now, Kevin loves his nose drugs. And I come in with Alyssa, and I sit down, and I say, Kevin, I've got a fucking gift for you, buddy. And he's like, what is it? I hadn't told him we had blow yet. He didn't even know I had any contacts for that kind of shit. He also, as far as I know, had done it more frequently, but still not in a while, right? Like, he still didn't have a guy for it. I bust out our bag, and we didn't do a ton at my house, so we still had plenty left, right? Because at this point, I couldn't dome a gram in a day if I tried my hardest. Like, when I first got into this binge, like, it took me a good week to really kind of ramp it up. And then after that first week or two, shit hit the fan. And then once July rolled around, shit just hit the fucking industrial fan. But nevertheless, we're at Kevin's house, and I'm like, Kevin, try this shit. And at the time, I wasn't aware that this plug had better shit. I thought this was like already great because I was just feeling so geeked. I came to find, which you guys will also learn in the later episodes, that this was his cut stuff. And he actually sells some raw and uncut shit that you could literally pick up and drop on the floor and the rock wouldn't break. Like little pieces would break off, but you know what I mean. It wouldn't like it's not like powdery, if that makes sense. It's not really oily, if that makes sense. It's more of a solid, firm kind of feel to it. But I didn't know that at the time. Kevin rails it. He likes his shit too. He's like, yeah, it's pretty fucking good, bro. So we're all sitting at Kevin's dining room table playing cards, railing lines, chilling, having a good ass night. And like, it's not that crazy yet. That's the thing that I kind of want to emphasize in this episode, is that this is just like the cocaine night. Like, this is just the first night that we acquired this plug. And then after that, shit just kind of escalated, right? This night ended pretty quickly after we got to Kevin's. We really only finished off our gram on 3 heads, which didn't take too long. It only took us, like an hour or 2, maybe 3. I don't really remember. We weren't there for super long, though. And after that, I drove Alyssa home, drove back to my house, and that was the night. And probably for the next 3 or 4 days, there's nothing like notable that needs to be covered, in the next episode, because it was very similar to this one. For the next probably 3, 4, maybe even 5 days, all the way up until the beginning of June, I'd say, it was just me, Alyssa, and Kevin just getting blow and getting it through Alyssa, because the guy was still like, he's a very secure guy. He didn't like give his Snapchat to people. So like eventually one time when I went with Alyssa, she let me go get it from the guy, and I just asked for a snap. I was like, yo, I'm driving like with her all the time. You see me, like, can I just get you on Snap, bro? He's like, yeah, for sure. So eventually I ended up getting him on Snap. It didn't take that long, but we grabbed off him every day after that first day. That's the thing I really want to emphasize as well, is that after that first day, we did not stop for one day the entirety of the summer. And I am not exaggerating. I kid you not. Every single day of this summer, I had cocaine. It was out of pocket. But nevertheless, up until that, beginning of June point, it was just the regular shit, and it was just getting it through Alyssa. And that's kind of where we're going to leave it for episode 2, is when I have the plug. And now I don't have to go through Alyssa anymore, because shit's getting fucking real when I start talking to this guy. Because Alyssa talks to him, and it's all fine and dandy. But Alyssa is one who likes to save money on a drug sometimes, right? She likes the cost efficiency thing. Me, I pay for quality. I will ask any plug that I have, what is your best product? I will pay your price. I don't try that shit. I just want the best shit I can get, right? So I tell him, I say to this guy, who we're going to call Rico, we're going to refer to the blow plug as Rico, because that's a perfect name for this series. I hit up Rico, and now that I have his contact at the end of this, week, beginning of June, we could say, and I'm like, Rico, what's the best shit you got, my man? He says, I got some raw shit for you, bro. $90 on the gram. Now, that sounds very expensive to some of you guys, and also very cheap to you guys down in Australia. Sucks to be you. But for those of you guys who are from the Chicago area, you know that that's not, that's a fairly standard price for, raw shit, like the uncut shit, the really, really top-end stuff. That's a fair price, right? That's not ridiculous. In some places, that might be. Here, it isn't. So he said that. I said, bet. Let me grab a gram of that, dog. I want to try it. And that's where we'll leave it, because once I started getting the uncut shit got real really fast. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Drop a like if you enjoyed. I hope you guys are excited for Cocaine Chronicles episode 2, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.